what happened is in 2007, to part and parcel of this narration that we needed to be stiff, to be stable and strong, to move, well, to buttress that argument, suddenly unstable surfaces were the devil because you can't be as braced and super stiff and strong on an unstable surface. And a BOSU ball is famous, whereas, some wobble board is not.
Well, explain. So let's do this. Explain the opposite then. So let's make an argument for being strong and stable. So just for me, I'm obviously not on your level, or I'm trying to understand it on a very basic level. So the argument for strong and stable is what? That the research and the peer review.
I call strength pressure management. I equate strength with pressure management because that's essentially what it is.
Right.
So in an axial loaded situation where I am picking up something heavy,
right,
which is how you put the body under the greatest stress of pressurization, right? Get in the bottom of your squat and just gas out. You can get hurt. You're not going to lift as much. So the heavy weight is to send a signal to the nervous system that, okay, there's pressure and I can rigidify and stabilize, and now I am honking strong. And I want to do that, and I want to do it as best as I possibly can.
And there's going to be situations where you probably need to have that ability.
The ability to pressurize is not contingent on the spine being stiff and straight and immovable.
Right.
If I'm going to punch you and I'm going to hit and there's going to be a pulse of pressure that makes my force just, boom, penetrate you. If my spine is stiff and straight, I can't create that force.
Right.
So it's never appropriate when you're running around and anytime that you're doing something athletic, yes, you're going to pressurize. Right. Yes, you're going to use all that strength. But you're not going to keep your spine perfectly rigid and straight because it doesn't generate power. Right. And this was dogmatically thrust down the throats of the fitness industry.
What about if you are doing a sport? So let's say you are a powerlifter. I saw you had a
Donnie Thompson. I make the strongest power lifters in the world stronger because I go side center.
Right.
Side center, optimize the side with the fullest range of functional rotation that can be had by a human being. And you get that on both sides. And guess what? Now you can pack the bilateral a couple millimeters more. Oh, I'm stronger. The reason why Chris Chamberlain works with me is because he came in this lab. I taught him for 5 minutes these principles. He went back and he did a 40-pound PR in the bent press that he'd been struggling with for weeks. Oh, okay. That guy knows what he's talking about. And he wasn't encumbered by the dogma. He's not afraid. He doesn't need permission to use his own common sense and his own experience to know something. Then he came in the next time and I gave him the rope and I said, learn these 4 patterns. He voraciously devoured the 4 patterns. And the next thing he did, he bought a pair of nunchucks and all these plastic weapons because he's like, holy shit, I can now have fun. It's the Rosetta Stone, right? But again, the bully culture. Oh, I'm strong. I remember when I was that guy. I broke my elbow when I was 16 years old and I lost function. I can't hold 20 pounds above my head because I don't have a triceps. That led to a hip replacement because my whole life playing football, I had to tie in my lat to make up for the fact that I don't even have a tricep. Okay. And if that didn't happen, I could be some meathead gorilla telling you all the bullshit too.
So if you had to say the optimal then, it would be having the movement combined with the strength. Is that right? That's my happy. Okay,
that's my happy place. Okay, that's what both sides utilized.
Right.
See, I went to Chinese acupuncture school. The thing about inventing the BOSU ball is do whatever you want, dude. You got the time and the money. Oh, fly to China. Oh, fly to New York and study with this guy. Oh, take this course. Oh, go to Chinese acupuncture school. Okay. If you look at the Eastern philosophy, what they do is they just simplify it down to yin and yang. From the Wu Chi, the ethereal, we create the Tai Chi, and the Tai Chi is night and day, hot and cold, soft and hard, fast and slow. And the cycle of life continues, right? In the Western, reductionist, okay, molecular precision, what you get to is you get to quantum physics. You get to the uncertainty principle of, I don't know if it's here or here. Well, guess what? The vessel that is trying to figure out where the hell the thing is doesn't know if it's here or here. It changed places. It's different. Quantum mechanics. Yin and yang. Right? I mean, do you see how simple this actually is? Now, our education system and our socio-political, economic, situation, it's wonderful, but there are shortcomings. And the shortcoming is that the autonomy of the individual to have true confidence is being drained. Sit in a row. Don't speak unless you're spoken to. Write with your right hand. I'm going to hit you with this stick, you don't do that. I mean, this is where it comes from. Because the robber barons of old said, okay, let's put them in these things so that we got obedient, useful factory workers. And they tell a different story. Tell me I'm wrong, right? You see, I have an extremely high-powered intellect. Like, I was fucking around on Mensa, on the internet back in like 2003. Like, okay, let me do this. Would you like to join Mensa? I can put my mind to something and my mind can figure it out. My mind can do it, and I think extremely fast. My metabolism is so fast that I was eating 4 tubs of Ben & Jerry's every day for 8 months. Some days 5, some days 6, and one day 7, okay? Ben & Jerry's. It was 2 pistachio and 2 everything but the. And I was eating that every day, and I was very happy because the next morning, I didn't have to eat. I could just drink coffee, and I didn't have to eat until later in the day. I'd have some meat, some vegetables, and at night, I'd eat my Ben & Jerry's. I stopped because my fingers and toes started to go numb, and the blood sugar and the diabetes was knocking on the door. So, okay.
Why did you start that?
What's that?
Why did you decide to start with that?
Because ice cream is like, it's.
I know how good it is.
It tastes great. And if I'm not getting fat doing it,
well,
what's the cost, right? Well, the cost is internal. All that milk, fat, and sugar turns out that, and the everything but that has all the crap in it. Because you got candy bars in there where they put the poison, right? So it's not just the pure cream and sugar. So my point is that I want to take what God gave me and I want to optimize it. And I lined up a shot by saying, I want to be the world's foremost authority on the subject of balance measured by locomotion. Balance equals coordination, task specific. I want gait. I want the fundamental functional movement. And if I can make that better by teaching you how to do it with the program, the methodology and the tools, well, then my win is your win. Oh, I like that. It's a win-win, and the only people who lose, it's a temporary loss.